looking at the technical analysis about buying gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and it says, you crazy to buy here. But I'm buying anyways. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well wherever you are, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you are interested in watching me tell you about the financial system and which asset, monetary asset, is best to save your wealth in. And you know, there's a lot of choices, of course, right? And I'm going to be bringing that to you. If you're interested in watching that, once again, just hit the subscribe. Also, if you leave a comment in the comment section, I will read them and maybe even add some your comments to the show. So make sure you comment in the comment section so I can read through and decide which comment is best to talk about in the next show. Okay, with that said, man, I'm looking at the technical analysis and it says, you crazy, right? And normally I would not buy, silver, right? Let me just see here if I can get some out here. Oh, I got like a few of them right here. Just a few right here. And 15 kilos. And yeah, I'm thinking, the TA says no. And let me show you the TA right now. So if we were to do short-term trades, right, you can see, look at this. I did some, these are what's called, again, parking garages, right? Which I've shown you what parking garages are. Markets trade within that range most of the time. So you can see without actually knowing the resistance, before it even got here, I drew these parking garages. Now, I wish I showed you that beforehand. Pretty friggin' impressive. This was way back when it was underneath the $60 mark. I was right here. I started drawing the parking garages. I based them off of last support and resistance, and boom, look at that. Boom, stayed within there, within the support and resistance of these parking garages. Boom, again, without even, before it even actually existed, it showed up exactly on the charts. This is a very powerful way of figuring out where the next trade is, especially when you don't know where it's going to trade to, because there's not a lot of trade data. So let me just show you guys how to do that if you're interested in drawing parking garages. Well, it's quite simple, right? The first levels is you just figure out where the support and resistance are, and you see that it's right there. And even though this was actually automatic, thanks to I did it way beforehand, right? You can see I even did it below, right? There you go. Oh man, I've been doing this for a while. Yeah, we could show you that how it stayed within those garages, but you could do it yourself, right? And see it for yourself. If you're interested, using TradingView, you can buy it with tradingview.davincej15.com. Links in the description in the referral section below. And yeah, you can get a discount there. Okay, with that said, look at this. It's just like crazy. Look, it just came up, a little wick above it and failed. Amazing how that works. And we can continue doing this all the way up. And watch this thing actually hit those zones to the T all the way as it tries to climb the wall of worry as it climbs higher. And it will probably, most likely, right? Nothing's guaranteed, of course, but most likely, and 95, that is exactly where the technical analysis says the target is for the cup and handle of the long-term cup and handle, which is multiple decades, right? Long-term cup and handle is for Bitcoin. Now, silver. So used to saying Bitcoin, but it's silver. So, oh, wait a minute. I need to move this down a little bit more. So there you go. 694. Wow. Jesus. Right on target. Oops. I'm going to delete that. It's not useful. Alrighty. So you can see that we're we're so far away from the EMA ribbons. It's kind of scary, right? And if we had a 7-day, we're above that, far away, 7-day EMA, that's pretty bad. That's pretty parabolic, basically, right? And if we go to the weekly, we're so far away from any kind of even 7-day weekly average. It's kind of even more scarier if we were to plot the 7-day, which is not on here, but you're like, oh my goodness, even this is pretty bad. We're so far away on the weekly that the TA says, what are you doing buying here? Have you lost your freaking mind? Right? And if you think that's bad, we go to the monthly, right? And the monthly says, we're outside of the Bollinger Band, and the only other time that did that was here. So, in the history of silver. So maybe you shouldn't buy. Just maybe, right? And that's up to you, right? That's what the TA is saying, but I don't care. I'm buying. Why is that? Let me explain it to you. Okay, there is a lot of information and evidence that indicates that, well, there's so much stress to the financial system, which we know will end one day. And I don't know when day is going to be, but I know that it will end one day, and it will end in a very dramatic fashion because, well, it's a fraud, right? And all frauds, they end like abruptly, right? And regardless if you think it's a fraud or not, it is a fraud. And if you don't think it is, that's okay. You'll find out. You'll find out the hard way, right? And I'm not here to argue with you, right, on that point. It is, if you can steal other people's wealth, right? Isn't that considered a fraud, right? Stealing other people's money or hard-earned wealth? Oh yeah, really? That's right. It is. So if I could print money for free and steal your wealth, isn't that stealing? Oh. And so if you realize that that's probably bad, and when some people realize that's a bad thing to happen, enough people realize it's a bad thing to happen, then you know what's going to happen, right? It collapses, right? It's just like, it's not rocket science here. Now, I want to show you in the description below, right, of the video, right? I want to show you guys that because in the description, it shows you a lot of different evidence that silver is basically the biggest canary in the coal mine to the end of the financial system. It's cracking because, one, they were suppressing the price for the longest while. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It started with Bear Stearns doing it in the mid 80s and then all the way up until 2008, where it collapsed and they handed it over to JP Morgan. And yeah, so this suppression has come to an end, and it reveals something scary in the financial system. Not only that, the media is not coming out and saying, "Oh, go buy silver." No, they're just telling you it's too risky now. Just don't bother with silver. It's dangerous. It could lose a lot of money. Meanwhile, JP Morgan, that used to be the number one shorter of silver, is now the number one holder of silver. Right? No, but let's take a look at the actual evidence that we can research with ChatGPT. So, if you read the description here, if you scroll down into the news links, right, I have like the silver market red flags, right? The silver market has a multi-year deficit. Yes, I mean, you can look this up. It's all documented with the Silver Institute. It has even in 2025, it expects a structural deficit of 95 million ounces. Overall, a deficit has been like almost a year supply of mining supply of silver has been used up and to be never be seen again. London liquidity squeeze tied to silver backed ETP, meaning it's like an ETF. Basically, they're just A lot of people are buying it up, and this is why there was an October squeeze. Reported physical tightness signals through lease rates, of course. Yet lease rates are spiked extremely high. Distortions between venues, with Reuters describing record London spot pricing versus futures dynamics flows of metal between the US and London as the market tried to rebalance. So basically, what it's saying is silver was flown out from here to there to rebalance the deficits, and instead of putting in just some on a ship. So there's something going on. Policy-driven market distortions where tariff uncertainty helps pull the silver into the CME warehouses starting in late 2024, which have been drained. Exchange risk controls that can force volatility, right? They're constantly increasing margin hikes, right? Which in order to push the price down, right? Raising investment flows into paper vehicles with ETPs or ETFs, paper versus physical credibility stress as discussion points where some market commentators argue paper claims outrun deliverable supplies during tight periods, increasing counterparty risk out concerns. Yeah, if you want to buy silver in the futures market, meaning you want to take delivery of silver in the future, like 6 months from now, you're getting a major discount. So they don't, normally you have to pay an extra fee because somebody has to hold it for you. No. Now you're getting a discount because, hey, we don't got any. We'll source it 6 months from now. Low free float, meaning that there's very little for the LBMA or for the CME to give you if you were to call for delivery. Demand mixed tensions where industry demand is still a key driver. Man, they need silver no matter what to build whatever they need to build. And if they don't have it, they'll pay whatever. That's it. There is no, we'll just stop our production. No, they'll lose. Like, can you imagine the amount of money that some of these contracts, right? They have like clauses where they would lose money if they don't produce. There's no chance. Right? There's also geopolitical risks that you could also read about it in the description below. So yeah, those are some of the reasons why you need to hold some silver, or you can go with gold, right? Gold has done extremely well as well. Let's take a look at the gold prices. Gold has pulled back to almost what was I could have swore I saw it go down to 4,000, but I guess that was wrong after hitting the all-time high. But no, it did not. I think it went down only on some other derivatives platform. Yeah, it must have been it was on a derivatives platform that probably just slided lower than actual futures. But yeah, there it is. Gold is holding its own. There's a clear indication that we're going to continue running with gold, but it is in the category of, hey, we've been moving too far, too fast, for too long, kind of deal, right? You can see the weekly, on these on the RSIs, right? And then this quarter candles is like, yeah, we're going too far, and then the volume is dropping heavily. So yeah, even though it says that the TA says, hey, yeah, you might want to back off on buying this. I don't care. Honestly, I'd rather be caught with lower prices in dollars with these assets than to be caught when the system breaks. Because when it breaks, they're going to freeze the price, right? Probably at a low price. Then reset to stop you from buying anything, right? You're not going to be able to buy at that low price. Then reset the price at some ridiculous amount. Guaranteed they're going to pull that off. They're guaranteed. right? They're going to pull that off. That's coming. And I don't want to be, oh, I need some silver. I need some gold. Oh, shoot. What else? Oh, no, they're going to reprice everything. Too late. Too late. Too late. Don't worry. That's coming to a theater near you. The good thing is, right, they won't be able to do that with Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin will fly on its own. Yeah, they can't stop it, right? Why? Well, can't they just freeze USDT and USDC? Yes. But they can't freeze all the rest of the assets, crypto assets. Right? So anybody holding Ethereum, Solana, they'll be able to move in big, right? And watch as, as the Bitcoin dominance is just ready to just crush everybody, right? I think that's how the Bitcoin dominance is just going to crush. Is that if they freeze everything, crypto will still be working, right? And that'd be that would be the biggest sales pitch for crypto I've ever seen. True free markets, right? Continues to work, right? But you could say, well, they could just, stop all those exchanges. Possibly. But they can't stop DeFi. Decentralized finance, which is basically, exchanges, decentralized exchanges. And then again, that would just create a incentive to create systems where the government can't sign a law and point guns at somebody to say, this is how the cow eats the cabbage. Well, if it's decentralized and there's no one to shoot, well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will do extremely well. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum and Solana, and then we'll close it off for today. You can see, again, I was telling you that it was going to come up to this downward trend line. We are touching it. I said, don't try to short this. Get in front of this. This is going a lot higher. Same with Bitcoin. Before we see any kind of turn around, that's assuming, of course, that there is no any kind of the thing that will get this thing to run. I can't think of anything that can run crypto beyond the targets here. You see right now the target for Solana is 144. Not much room for you to trade that. You could, but you'd have to trade this at the lower time frames in order to get some sort of level. Ooh, look at that. Nice. Look at that. So this pullback, you're looking for some sort of entry at an even lower time frame. It's probably going to break out today. You can see that we are at a specific breakout level for Solana. So don't be surprised. And let me just make that a different color. Red with, where's it? The line thickness? Of course not. Pixels, there we go. Yeah, so there it is. I think that's the breakout level. You can see, and then we're going to take us all the way to the 144 level. I wonder if there is a trading range in this level here that looks some. Let's take a look at that. Let's see here. Let's see. That might not be accurate, but let's just take a look. Yeah, so we might be a little bit higher than the 144. So yeah, let's take a look to see if that plays out. That's parking garage plays out nicely in the next few days. So yeah, look. But I'm thinking the target. If you're going to trade this, right, you can actually trade this right here. Actually, yeah, because the risk is low enough. So maybe you could go in a little bit lower. You set your stop losses right down here, and then take this all the way up to 144. And that's a 4-to-1. Wow. Risk to reward ratio at only 1% risk. On Solana, that's worthwhile taking for sure. Okay, looking at let's going back to circle back to Bitcoin again. I feel uncomfortable buying up here, but if we were to basically screw this, because this is like super conservative assessment, so because Bitcoin can be moved very, very fast, and it is what it is. So be careful, guys. Let's just see where we can get in. Oh, this is nice bull flag here from this move, this bigger move here, but it may be, well, you know what? I'm not convinced. I can't give you a long trade on this one. I'm not convinced with this. It did break out, but it seems to set up perfect. You know what I mean? Here, let's just set this up right here. This looks like here, guys. This is a flag, and we've broken out. So let's go. Well, I mean, if you guys want to run that, you can. And this is the trade, right? You wait until it comes back, retest the levels here, and then and then you can go all the way to this low level here, and yeah, you can take this all the way up. Just go for 3-to-1 just in case, which is still pretty decent. And boom, you can take that trade. But I'm not doing it because this looks too perfect. Right, of a trade here. And you can see where the flag, if we were to draw this flag here, and this we could see it takes us all the way up to close to the 38.2, so wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it looks too perfect of a setup trade that they might knock you out. But go for it if you want to. It's all up to you. And if you want to trade this, right, you can just head over to x.dj15.com. Link is in the description below, where you can get $30,000 bonus from Bybit or WeX or Femex. These are excellent exchanges, and I recommend them any of them or all of them, so you can get some free bonuses. Because a lot of these exchanges, they give out free money all the time, like crazy. So it's worth it to go ahead and use these exchanges. Okay. So with that said, I want to conclude with, hey, you know what? This is not advice for you guys to go out and run out and buy silver or gold, because I could be wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I like holding. I know that in the end, I will be right, will be vindicated, and will be considered a Nostradamus. But it's not it's not the case. Okay, it's obvious. History is clear on this. We know the end result of this. It's not like this is. It's like me dropping a ball and saying, "Yeah, it's going to hit the ground." Dropping a ball and say, "Yeah, it's going to hit the ground," and you calling me Nostradamus. It's obvious, right? The fiat system is going to come to an end, right? I mean, there's no other possibility, right? Right? I don't know how you could see that they could print money nonstop, go into debt nonstop, and that doesn't come to an end. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm just pointing out the obvious. That's all. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.